Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, dear students. How are you? Hope you are all fine. I'm Sadaf Ishfaq from Department of Physics. Today I am going to deliver Lecture 19, Chapter 12, Current Electricity. Previously we have discussed, in Lecture 18 we discussed electromotive force, sources of EMF, internal resistance of a supply, and electric power. After listening to today's lecture, you would be able to understand the unit of electric power. You can easily analyze numerical problems, and you can calculate the maximum power output theorem. First of all, we come to unit of electric power. In lecture 18, we have derived three formulas for electric power. In the light of them, we are going to define the unit of electric power, which is watt. A power of 1 watt is said to be consumed in a circuit if potential difference of 1 volt causes a current of 1 ampere to flow through it. That is, 1 watt is equal to 1 volt into 1 ampere. When we multiply them, this equals to 1 watt. The bigger unit of power are kilowatt and megawatt. kW, capital M, W. Kilowatt hour. It seems that it is the unit of power. No. Kilowatt hour is the unit of energy. It is that energy which is consumed, it is that electrical energy which is consumed in a very large quantity, for the measurement of which joule is a very small unit. In order to calculate big amount of energy, definitely we need another unit, that is kilowatt hour. Hence, a large unit of energy is required, which is called kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour is commonly termed as 1 commercial unit of electrical energy. If you notice in your homes, when electric bill comes, then the electrical energy which is consumed during a month is given in kilowatt hour, which is a commercial unit of electrical energy. It is the amount of energy obtained by a power of 1 kilowatt hour in 1 hour. Now we are going to prove that how can we say that kilowatt hour is not the unit of electric power, it is the unit of energy. We can prove it. 1 kilowatt hour is equal to, it could be written as, kilo means 1000, so 1000 into watt. What is hour? Yes, 1 hour is equal to, how many seconds are there in 1 hour? 60 into 60 seconds make it 3600 seconds. So in this way we get here 1000 watt into 3600 second. We just write down the numbers on one side and the units on the other, on one side. That is, we multiply 3600 with 1000. It could be written as 3.6 into 10 raised to the power 6, and we write down W, that is watt, and S, that is second, watt into second on one side. As we all know that watt into second is equal to 1 joule. So instead of writing watt into second, here we write down joule. So in this way we have proved that 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to the power 6 joules, or 3.6 megajoule. Here is a solved example. Example 12.5. A heating coil has a resistance of 20 ohms. It is designed to operate on 220 volts. What electric energy in joules is supplied to the heater in 10 seconds? After stating example 12.5, Now we come to the data given, those physical quantities which are given in the statement of this numerical problem. So 20 ohms, yes, it is R, and 220 volts, yes, this is V, that is the potential difference, and 10 second, it is the unit of time. Time is equal to 10 second, and what is required? In the required, we have to find electrical energy in joules. So W is unknown. Solution, the formula we are going to use here. So W is equal to I square RT. We all know about this equation, right? So by using Ohm's law, because here you can see I is not given, R and V, their values are given. So we can find it now. I is equal to, from Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R, I is equal to V by R. After putting the values, what we get? 11 amperes. So we can make use of this value of current in equation number 1, because R is given, T is given. After putting all the values, what we get? We get 24200 joules. So this much electrical energy is supplied to the heater in 10 seconds. Solved example 12.6. The following are the details of load and a circuit connected through a power supply meter. 1. 6 lamps of 40 watts, each working for 4 hours per day. 2. 2 fluorescent tubes, 125 watts, each working for 2 hours per day. 3. 1000 watts heater working for 3 hours per day. Find the cost of electrical energy consumed in 30 days of a month when the rate of electricity, that is energy cost, is rupees 7 per unit. So this was the statement of example 12.6. Do remember 1, 2, 3. 3 conditions are given and we have to find the required. First of all, we come to the data given, those physical quantities which are given in the numerical problem. Total watts for lamps, that is 40 into 6, that is given by 240 watts. Okay. Total watts means total power. Total watts for the tubes, that is 125 into 2, that is 250 watts. We have multiplied the power with the number of lamps and number of tubes. So heater, that is 1000 watts. So in this way we have calculated the watts for each device, lamp, tube and heater. Solution, because we have to find the energy consumed. So energy consumed per day would be equal to 250 into 4 into 250 into 2 into 1000 into 3 would be equal to 4460 watt hour, that is 4.46 kilowatt hour. So in this way we have converted the energy into kilowatt hour. Total energy consumed in the month of June. As we all know, in a month there are 30 days. So we have to multiply the energy consumed per day in the month of June. That is 4.46 multiplied by 30 gives you 133.8 kilowatt hour. Bill for the month of June, that is equal to 7 into 133.8, that is giving you 936.6. So this much is the cost of energy which is utilized in a month. Example 12.7. Determine the resistance of a resistor which must place in series with a 75 ohms resistor across 120 volt source. This is the resistance, this is the source. In order to limit the power dissipation in the 75 ohms resistor to 90 watts. Okay, we have to find the value of the resistance which limits it. Data given. V is given 120 volts. Small r is given as, it is the resistance of a resistor, that is R. Small r is equal to 75 ohms. And what is P? P is the power, that is 90 watts. We have to find the resistance of a resistor, that is capital R. In order to find it, let me come to the solution. In the solution we have P is equal to I square into R. Current through 75 ohms resistor is I is equal to, from here we eliminate because we are unable to find the current unless we use this equation. I is equal to under root P by R. Putting the value, we get here I, which is passing through 75 ohms resistor whose power is 90 watts. That is 1.095 amperes. All right. From the given circuit, this is small r, capital R. So the equivalent resistance would be equal to small r plus capital R. This is small r. And what would be the formula from Ohm's law? V is equal to I into R. So instead of R, we have to write down. Here V is equal to I into R plus R, eliminating for I is equal to V over R plus R. And after putting all the values in this equation and eliminating for R by cross multiplication, all this, what we get, R is equal to 34.6 ohms, which is the answer. In the end, we have to find the maximum power output theorem. In many electronic circuits and systems, it is important to have a maximum transfer of power from the source to the load. So maximum power output means how to increase the efficiency of any circuit. Because we know that in any circuit diagram, when current I passes through the load, there the potential drops and energy is lost, is dissipated. And when energy is dissipated, definitely energy per unit time, that is power, is also dissipated. But in order to get the maximum transfer of power from internal to external system, we have to consider some mathematical system. For example, in radio or TV transmitting systems, it is desired to transfer maximum power possible from the transmitting medium to the antenna system. We want to make the maximum conversion of input towards output. Input power is converted into output power, so that in order to obtain the maximum output power, we have to consider some circuit diagrams, some mathematical derivation. We want maximum power transfer from amplifier to the speaker system, so that in order to get the maximum amplification means enlargement, so that a loud sound comes. For this purpose, we have to consider again this circuit diagram. And in the circuit diagram, this is the battery, and small r is the internal resistance of the battery, capital R is the load resistance, that is the external resistance, and I is giving you the direction of flow of current in the circuit diagram. This is accomplished by proper matching of load resistance R and the source resistance small r. Source resistance means internal resistance. If the load resistance is less or greater than the source resistance, then the power delivered to the load will be minimum. All right? If the load resistance is less or greater than the source resistance, then definitely the power which is delivered to the external circuit as an output would not be maximum. Consider the circuit shown in the given figure. As the current I flows through the load resistance R, the charges flow from the point of higher potential, that is positive, to the point of lower potential, that is negative, of the battery. In this process, they lose potential energy. If V is the potential difference across R, the loss of potential energy per second is known as power delivered to R by current I. From electrical power we know P out means power output. The maximum power, the power which is delivered to the external circuit. So P out, that is the output power, is equal to I into V. Alright, from Ohm's law V is equal to IR, and putting here what we get, P out is equal to I square into R. From the figure, from Ohm's law, rewrite the equation V is equal to IR, epsilon, that is EMF of the cell, epsilon is equal to I into R, where what is R? R is the equivalent resistance, because there are two resistors in the circuit. One is external, that is the load resistance, that is capital R, and one is the internal resistance of the cell, small r. In order to get the equivalent resistance, because these two are connected in series, so how to get the equivalent resistance, that is R plus R. From Ohm's law, I is equal to EMF over R plus R. Here we are going to put the value of I, that is I square. So we have to take the whole square of this, that is epsilon square R over R plus R whole square. After simplification, and how to simplify it, open this, R plus R square plus 2RR, and what we do here, adding and subtracting, plus 2RR, what we get here, R minus R whole square plus 4RR. When you simplify it, we get this formula. When capital R is equal to small r, so previously in this equation, put here, if small r is equal to capital R, what does it mean? It means when internal resistance is equal to external resistance, then definitely what will happen? This term would be equal to 0. Alright, and when small r is equal to capital R, so here would be 4R square. 1R cancels with 1R here. So what we get here? We get here P out, and the power would be maximum which is delivered. Thus it can be concluded that maximum power is delivered to a load resistance R when the internal resistance of the source of the EMF is equal to the load resistance. It is called maximum power output theorem. So when load resistance is equal to internal resistance of the cell, then the maximum power is delivered, and this is known as maximum power output theorem. So the value of the maximum output power for this circuit diagram is given as epsilon square over 4R. This is the theorem. Thank you, girls.